Attention, folks, this is a special live telecast. We are at the remnants of the Code Red store. As you can see, this is what's left of it, unfortunately, after that horrendous attack which took place over a month ago. This is a special report from Dark Force News at the remnants of the Code Red store here, and it's quite a catastrophe. Let me see, is this working? Yeah, this is a very bad scene here, but we're trying to sift through the rubble to see what we can get our hands on. Because there's some awesome stuff in here. Look at this, folks. There's movies everywhere, and we plan on walking out of here with a bunch, but it was a heinous scene over a month ago when this store was devastated. Where this is the result, the carnage. It's pretty bad, but there's movies everywhere. And look what we have here. It's a dejected Banana Man, unfortunately, in the rubble of what used to be this beautiful store. Banana Man, are you okay? We're reporting here live from Dark Force News, and I have to watch where we step because there's rubble everywhere. This is a chaotic scene, folks. Pardon the pun, but Banana Man, how are you? Everything okay? It looks like a bloodbath, John Matthews says.
Well, like I said, the maggots win again.
The maggots won. Oh, my God, this is terrible. Look what they did to poor Banana Man's store. This is... Banana Man, can we get an exclusive interview here? We're live on the Dark Force Network, and the fans are coming out in droves here because this is a special, unexpected report. The Dark Force Superstore has been rebuilt, but the Code Red store, unfortunately, is still in shambles. So we're going to try to pick up some of these awesome titles, even though, it hasn't been easy. And we know a lot of the fans have been complaining about this and that. But, I mean, you can see what we're dealing with here, folks. I mean, this is a war zone. Luckily, Banana Man survived. And can you tell us a little more about this brutal situation? I mean, this is really a travesty.
When you have to fight egomaniacs and people who has a mind of Adolf Hitler, it's going to be pretty tough.
Wow.
You can't fight these people.
Well, let's see here.
It's hard to win.
Yeah, I mean, so luckily we're gonna get some titles here, but these people got to understand that Banana Man needs to survive now, and certain one of the you wouldn't believe what's here, Ben. There's some awesome stuff in here, and we're gonna leave with some of it because the Dark Force store is gonna be restocked this weekend with some great Code Red stuff. But we also, people fail to remember that we got to pay Banana Man money because he's got to rebuild a store, which is going to take a lot of work. He's out tons of money. He's out, and it's growing every day, the money he's out. So, we can't get some of these rare ones, we can't get for like peanuts, because if we could, then we can sell them cheap. But, some of them cost some money, and that's just the way it is. I mean, look at this place. So, Banana Man, you got some great stuff in here, though, and we're willing to make a deal. We'll give you what we can. I got to be careful because there's all kinds of rubble on the ground here. I don't want to get on any swallows. Anybody got any questions here? There's stuff all over the place, but I mean, we're gonna walk out of here with some stuff, and we're gonna have it on the Dark Force Superstore this weekend. So it's gonna be a huge thing, and we're gonna get a lot more good titles. Frank Zito says Ronin Flicks messed up my order up. What happened? Well, that's why, the Dark Force Superstore is the one-stop shop for all the best Code Red and, of course, Dark Force releases.
They made a mistake. They got like 5 employees to back them, so I guess obviously they mislabeled or something.
Yeah, it happens. What can you do? So... yeah, he's got some really awesome titles here that we've never had before in the Dark Force. Of course, he's depressed. Ryan Wiles says Banana Man looks depressed, very depressed. Look at what's left of his store. The store's been down. How long has it been down? Over a month. It's in shambles,
folks. A bunch of guys
folks.
threw a party because I was gone.
Apparently, Mr. Pickles was hit and it looks like Mr. Pickles is deceased. I mean, this is total chaos here. And, obviously, Banana Man has to rebuild, and we're trying to help him rebuild. So, and he's got some awesome titles in here that we're going to walk out with tonight. And the Dark Force Superstore is going to be restocked. So, John Matthews says you got a lot of supporters during this war. He gives a thumbs up. Look at poor Banana Man's completely dejected here. And you can't blame him. I mean, look at what he's got to deal with. Thank God the Dark Force store is up.
Bills, I get bills coming.
And he's got, look at the bills. Look at the bills. Look at the bills. Bills, and rubble everywhere. So, I mean, R.I.P. Mr. Pickles, says David Gordon.
I pay so much bills. Look, I only have one check left.
He's got one check. One check. And you know what?
I ordered more checks.
That's a code red check, folks.
That's a one check, because all the thing I have to pay.
I mean, it's Devastation Incorporated, and but so if you guys, who wants to see some cool titles here, come to the Dark Force store, because I'll tell you what, I'll give you just a hint of some of the stuff that we're gonna give Banana Man cash. We're not walking out with this without paying him. So, oops, I must be careful. I don't want to step on any of these.
Jump over my leg.
We got some great stuff though that we've never had before. Like, check this out. Slave of the Cannibal God with the slip cover. That's awesome, folks, because the store doesn't have that. Look at this. Look at this gorgeous slip cover here. Well, guess what? The Dark Force store is going to have this. That's just one of them, okay? Here's another one we never had, and this one looks awesome. Look at this, the headless eyes. This is really cool, man. Never had this one in the Dark Force store, so we're going to have it now. That's just a little taste of some of the really cool stuff that's in here.
I was going to do the deluxe edition with Jason Bateman's dad, but he changed his mind, so he didn't want to do the interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he and Justine Bateman, Jason Bateman's dad. He made the movie.
The Headless Eyes?
He made the movie, yeah.
Oh, Ryan's...
It was X-rated.
Headless Eyes? Are you serious?
1969.
Wow.
It's probably all rated now, but...
Wow.
Yeah, but Jason Bateman's dad directed, and he didn't want to. He was so pissed off he didn't want to copy. He looked like.
John Matthews wants to know what new titles are coming up after Steel Arena is going to be my next order.
Well, Street Law is going to be at the stores, and I got a bunch of Italian movies that if we do something.
Point Doom is coming out through Dark Force. That's going to be a big one. We're trying to finish that now. Yeah, listen, I'll buy Slave of the Cannibal God. I don't have it. I have Headless Eyes, bought it years ago. But, yeah, someone wants to buy this already because it's cool. This thing's awesome. It's got a great box. It's the slipcase, which you can't get at the stores. And, with Dark Force, you can get it fast. And, we pack stuff real well. So, I mean, this is an awesome movie. Not only that, but it's going to help poor Banana Man get out of this slump because he really needs to rebuild. And it's going to take a lot to rebuild this mess. So, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. So, yeah, Point Doom is awesome. Yep, starring Dice Man, who, guess what? The movie he plays Lady Gaga's father in A Star Is Born. That movie's made over $400 million worldwide. So the movie Point Doom is awesome. I did it at the beginning of my career, and he was great in that. It's hilarious. It's got a lot of names. I mean, that one's looking incredible. We did a phenomenal restoration on that one, scene to scene. That one's coming out. Banana Man's got a bunch of new stuff coming out. So, he's trying to rebuild, but we got to, it takes money. And that's why we're here trying to support him and get some of these titles. And, and some of these ones are pretty, I mean, look, we're not going to use the OOP anymore because I'm sick of hearing the people complain about that. But let's put it this way. These titles, a lot of these are rare because clear up the controversy, Banana Man, about as far as this OOP goes, because tell them what happens when you press one, it sells out, and tell them what happens when you press another one.
I get stuck with I press 1,000, it's minimum. It sells out. 20 idiots didn't want to buy it because they're too busy buying the other guys. So hey, repress it. I repress it, and I got 900 sitting in a warehouse.
Exactly. So, and everybody thinks, we're just constantly repressing these things. It's not the case. A lot of these will never get repressed because they don't sell enough, okay? So they are OOP, because if he hasn't pressed them in years, what the hell do you call it? And people think, oh yeah, just because 20 people want it or 30 people want it, we're going to press 1,000 of them and get stuck with 900 of them. It's like, it don't work like that. And then all of a sudden the value goes up, and there's a few left here, and of course you're not going to get it cheap. Why should you? I mean, this is a business too, and obviously the business ain't too good. As you look around, does this look like the business is great to you guys? So stop complaining, because eventually all this stuff is going to be super collectible, super rare. He's not going to be around. Dark Force won't be around. Everything will be destroyed, and these things will be worth a fortune. And then you guys will be, people can bitch to themselves at that point, because that's the end of it then. Then it's all over. And believe me,
OOP,
these, yeah.
But unfortunately, my competitor thinks OOP's out of penis.
Oh, man.
No penis. They swing that way.
Oh, that's what that...
I don't swing that way. I like girls, but they swing that way.
Oh, man.
They don't understand girls is important for a guy, but like God invented Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Wow.
Yeah, so. And that man likes girls.
Banana Man likes girls. That's good to know. Thank you for that. Anyway, well, we really hope that things can recover soon here at the Code Red headquarters. But at least we can say, folks, this weekend the Dark Force store is going to be stocked up with some awesome new stuff, because we're going to help Banana Man get rid of some of this good stuff so he can get some money coming in. And he's got some great Code Red older titles that, need to be put, still the people don't have, or people want to add to their collection. And now we have a chance to get it. So, Ryan Wiles says if you don't buy it now, it's your own fault. And that's exactly right. Yes. Because, we don't got forever, man. It's like, look, I mean, it goes with that in any hobby. I mean, what about these, rare monster magazines that, that are long out of print, and all of a sudden, you find some of them and you sell them, you're going to get a lot more money from the ones that are, brand new being printed right now. It goes with anything. It goes with, it goes with movie posters. It goes with anything that's a collectible, I mean, they go up in value based on availability, and a lot of this stuff is not as available as you think. I mean, once they run out, it's not feasible to do another pressing on most of them. It just isn't. These things, they only sell a certain amount, and they don't sell fast enough. So, and that's it, folks. So we just wanted to bring you this live update on the state of events, and let everybody know that there's going to be some big new imports of Code Red titles into the Dark Force Superstore this weekend. Again, we don't have huge amounts, but we're able to get what's left after the battle torn Code Red store. There's only so much left, and we're actually able to get our hands on some really cool stuff, most of which we haven't had, and will be available in the Dark Force Superstore. I remember it all started with Neon Maniacs, Redeemer, Nail Gun. Bill made it clear to order it on the big cartel, and people didn't, and complain when it went OOP. I mean, exactly. Some of these, that's just the case. And, look, I mean, it's either that. If we don't sell them, we don't sell anything near as high as on eBay. And eBay, they sell it through the roof. So it's either, we sell it and you get it, you have to pay a little more, or you can go on eBay and pay a fortune. So, anyway. Fleabay. So, that's the situation here, folks. We're trying to rebuild. Banana Man's trying to, make a comeback. It's been tough. He definitely took a huge hit. And, this is the only way he can survive. So if you guys are true fans of Code Red and these movies, I suggest you support the cause, because there's going to come a day when it's no more. And when that day comes, believe me, all this stuff's going to go for a fortune, an absolute fortune. And then everybody can complain as much as they want, but guess what? Neither one of us will be around to even hear it, because, that's how it's going to be. So it's either now or never. This isn't major studio movies that are pressed by the tens of thousands and, are always going to be around. That's not the case with these. Some of these, when they're gone, they're going to be gone for good, and that's that, and they ain't ever coming back. So anyway, hey, Kyer in Australia, welcome, man. One of our big supporters, and a great guy, coming from out of down under Australia. Well, we have a lot of great people in Australia, a lot of friends with Kyer. So anyway, if you're just tuning in, folks, we're here at the remnants of the bombed out Code Red store, which we're trying to rebuild it, but it hasn't been easy. And Dark Force is acquiring a bunch of stuff that we haven't had before. We were able to sift through the rubble, and we're trying to help Banana Man out. So this is we've breaking news here. This is a unexpected broadcast, but we wanted to give you guys an update on the state of affairs with Code Red and the Code Red store. So we're reporting live from North Hollywood, where the Code Red Los Angeles headquarters is located, or I should say what's left of it. And obviously we have a very depressed Banana Man, but he's doing his best after battling also other health issues. Thank God he's okay for right now, and he's just trying to rebuild this awesome business that he began nearly 10 years ago. He built up this incredible business, released all these awesome movies, and these movies are all going to be collector's items one day in the very near future. I'm quite certain of that. So we got a really once in a lifetime opportunity here to get some of this stuff, get some of it now, help Code Red out, help rebuild the store, and help Banana Man continue to release these awesome movies that a lot of places just can't and won't do. So that's basically what's going on here, and we're going to pop in, and then the Dark Force Superstore is going to be restocked for the weekend, and hopefully when we come back, Banana Man will be in a better state and will be on the mend. So anybody got any last questions before we sign out, Banana Man? Anything you want to say to anybody?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, Christmas ended. A lot of people, kids out there didn't get toys. If you see a toy you don't want, unopened, donate it, okay?
Oh, that's very nice. Banana Man says donate it.
Don't be like my competitor, donate dildos, okay? They want toys, not dildos. Sick bastard.
Oh, man.
Donate dildos for kids.
Jeez.
Bastard.
Oh, man. Well, obviously,
toys. It could be cheap toys, dollars for those toys.
Obviously, Banana Man's still a little jolted, and rightfully so. I mean, he's taken a big hit. I mean, no one can blame him for not being in a great state of, a state of mind.
Well, some people, Santa didn't come by many kids, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, John Matthews says you release stuff no one will release, and it's not even that. It's that he finds these things, which isn't easy, and it's not easy even finding the film elements on this stuff. And studios, they don't have the time, and a lot of these other labels just this guy's been around for probably more than any of these
VHS days, yeah.
So
now this guy calling those people and saying, "Why you give it to him? He's a crook." Now he can't do that because I caught him doing that, so he gets his boyfriend to do it. So I got this little twerp doing his dirty work.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna, we can't tolerate stuff like that because that's not, that doesn't. Now the Dark Force is involved.
Bathroom behavior.
Now that Dark Force is involved, there's a different set of law here, and we can't allow that kind of street justice or street law to prevail.
In fact, a company actually contacted me and said, "We made a big license from a company, all these movies, but it's going to expire. Would you like to renew?" And I said, "I usually do." And I said, "I can't afford it." So
wow.
A lot of movies are going to be OLP soon. Yeah, out of print.
Oh, because you can't.
I'm not going to pay more money to keep
Well, you hear that, folks? So you hear it right here live on the special broadcast here of the state of affairs of the decimated Code Red store and the Code Red state of affairs. So there are several of these big popular releases that he's just not going to be able to renew, period. So for all of you that think, that he's just sitting here and got all these ones hidden and whenever, we start running out, he can just print up another huge batch and tell everybody it's OOP. You're dreaming.
I can't print anymore because what do I do once I print? Sell the 200 copies and get stuck at 800 copies?
Right. And he's not going to pay to
play 1,000 at a time. That's
he's not going to pay to renew the rights.
Because I don't have 1,000 customers, so I don't resell the movie. I mean,
you know. So somebody's asking if there's any more Butcher Baker this weekend. I mean,
that's the one that I had trouble with. It cost me $42,000.
Yeah, $42,000, and we were charging $49.99 for that, and people were complaining. Of course, after the free shipping, it's more like $45. But guess what? He's got to recoup $42,000.
And I sold the original batch cheap just because of the lawsuit. So
he sold it cheap. So
to get rid of it, they couldn't get rid of it.
The answer is yes, we do have more of it, but when we get slack for putting it up for $45,
you're putting up for $45. I'm saying, but I could put it up for $39 or whatever. But in the end, no one's gonna pay it because they actors are just too busy buying the other guy, the other guy, the East Coast guy. That's what they
it's like the more people.
I don't know how much health I got. I can't last with these other maggots living like cockroaches. I mean, come on, I can't.
And the more people complain about the prices of these ones like Butcher Baker, the more we're just not going to sell it because it doesn't. Remember, we don't get a lot of them from him. We're trying to help him, so we pay more for ones like that because we know it's got a higher value. But if people are going to complain about paying for ones like that, then I'll tell you what, we won't sell them at all, and we'll put it on eBay. You can go to eBay and pay 3 times the amount if you can even get it. So, I mean, that's the way it is. I mean,
they try to blow it out to get it moving, and no one bought it. So it took them 9 months to get rid of all the 1,000 copies.
But I mean, we're getting some new stuff. We're doing the best we can. We're trying to give Banana Man, a fair price without being, without having to charge too much to the fans.
We gotta pay the bills,
We don't want to do that either. But at the same time, look at this place. Look at this place, folks. This is what Banana Man has to deal with, has to rebuild, because it was knocked to the ground. Okay, knocked to the ground. He's been out of business for how long now? It's coming up on 2 months, right?
Yeah.
2 months of no code red store.
No income.
Do you know how much income he's lost from that? I don't think anybody realizes. So, when we sell what we sell on the store, he's losing, somebody might complain they got to pay a few bucks more. He's losing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every month. Every month.
I lost Christmas money.
Christmas money. I mean, it's like absolute insanity what's going on here, So we figured we would come out here and show you guys live what we're dealing with. And, and this is it. So now you know. I mean, and people should be very grateful because at some point, like I said, you may not even have these outlets to get these. That could happen any moment if at any given day, because it's a very unstable situation, So, I mean, I would grab them because these are awesome movies. I would grab them when I had the opportunity. Because, like I said, there's not a ton of these being made, and there never will be. That's just the way it is. The only movies, these big studios, when they press them, maybe some of these bigger companies like Shout Factory, whatever, maybe Arrow, but not this level. There's only so many pressed, and that's it. And we don't endlessly press them. Whoever is under that delusion, it's a total delusion.
Just press 1,000. I don't have 1,000 customers. What's the point of pressing 1,000?
Eric says, tried to buy from the DVD sold a go-go, but can't enter country to complete the pro. Well, you don't do overseas on that, right?
Which movie?
The sold a go. I don't know.
What's the movie?
I don't know. He just said he couldn't check out of it. But there's problems with that store. That's not.
Also, the some of the movies I don't have the overseas rights.
Yeah.
I have one company that keeps spending overseas, but he's breaking the rules.
That store basically was like a fallout shelter that was set up after the main store was annihilated. It was basically just like a temporary shelter that was set up with a few titles, so that Banana Man could try to recoup some of his enormous losses, but. That store really wasn't properly set up like the Dark Force Superstore. He didn't have the capability to rebuild like that, and subsequently, he's in the dumps. So, we wanted to show you live for yourself what the state of affairs are here, and hopefully the situation will improve. You know, the Dark Force relief troops have been put into place, and you know, obviously we're trying to do as much as we can to provide relief for Code Red and get some of this stuff moving so that, you know, he can continue to have income so we can rebuild. And that's basically that's basically what we have to report here tonight. Okay, so we got a few more quick questions before we have to sign off. Again, this is an unexpected broadcast, but giving an update. Oh, that's funny. He should ask. Hey, Bill, quick question. Do you still have a relationship with Shout? Would like to see more titles like Warlock Moon. Yes, he does, actually.
Yeah, I do have it. Warlock Moon didn't sell, though, unfortunately. So when I put it up, you could buy it. I put 2 versions. People complained because, well, those versions are green. What's a TV, 16mm TV, which had new scenes. So that's why I put it up there. But, you know.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah.
But that didn't do. Unfortunately, that didn't do any business.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warlock Moon.
He said.
Actually, the cast actually showed up and did it.
Paul says, "Do you guys just print Blu-ray, or do you do you guys do DVD as well?" We still do DVD, not on the Dark Force stuff, but Code Red's certain titles, right?
Yeah.
Not all of them, though, right?
The problem is DVD doesn't sell.
No.
It keeps coming back, and
yeah.
I mean, we got tons of boxes over there.
Yeah, DVD. I mean, this DVD is a bad seller, but some of them he does, like Steel Arena's coming out on DVD, correct?
Yeah, that's coming out.
That's coming out.
Well, it tells it is DVD, but DVD just doesn't move what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't. Really doesn't. I mean,
Race
so.
call movies, yes, but if you have an hour film, you get leftovers.
Oh, he's getting ready to order Chaos. Well, Chaos just made history, folks, and that'll be another news report. Ironically, Chaos was just voted the worst movie of the year by The Independent. The Business Insider voted it number 2, and the one that beat it was actually a documentary about nations, so technically it won that too. But Chaos actually made history again, beating out huge studio movies with much bigger budgets and much more well-known, so that was a huge deal because Chaos is back in the spotlight, ironically. And in our opinion, they confused, worst movie they confused most brutal for worst movie, but because, we'll agree it probably is the most repulsive movie ever made. But I mean, anyway, it's got its little place in history. Well, I mean, John says that list is the worst film is bullshit, and we tend to agree, but at the same time, it's great publicity for a movie like Chaos, because how many movies like that or these smaller movies are made and then you're just forgotten? There's millions of them that are just forgotten, or hundreds of thousands of them that just completely forgotten, whereas this thing will, is probably going to outlive all of us because of the amount of notoriety and lists like that. I mean, look, they said Plan 9 from Outer Space was the worst, and that's still known to this day, and Ed Wood became a huge icon, in the business.
Penniless, but...
well, yeah, true.
He died in his friend's guest house.
Right, so chances are,
he went to bed and didn't get up.
Right,
I
so...
I spoke Chaos, it was not that violent.
Well, it's PG.
It was PG.
To you, it was PG.
Wait till I get all those people that did me wrong. It'd be beyond Chaos.
You hear that? So, unfortunately, the people that did Banana Man wrong, Chaos is going to look like a PG Disney movie compared to the rat of Banana Man once he, So, hopefully, no one will continue to do Banana Man any wrong at this point because, God knows enough damage has been done, and this is a cult label that started probably the founder of these cult home videos. So, what's happened to Mike Kenny? Mike is the host of what do you call the guy that started the threads? Is it the host of the Blu-ray.com?
Instigator?
No, but Mike is the one that started the Dark Force thread and the Code Red thread, and I think the Scorpion one too. Yeah. Any more Dark Force magnets coming? Those were a phenomenal success, and we may do more. We're doing a lot more with merch, and it's been going really well. Mike Kenny wants to know what's the next Code Red title coming out.
Well, I had Street Law out.
Street Law, is it that one?
It's up to the stores, and I don't think it's doing much business.
Jesus, terrible.
You put it in the store, they want to buy it. If you have it, they'll want to buy it, but they don't want to buy off me, so you gotta think about it.
It sounds like a familiar
They
story.
don't want to put the dollar down on the table.
But folks, before we go, we want to show you, because we're helping out Code Red. We've come here to provide relief. The Dark Force Superstore is here looking for titles because we need stuff. We need new titles, and we're going to put some awesome new stuff in the Dark Force Superstore, folks. And we'll give you an idea, because check this out. This is one we never had either. This is Scream. This was a big Code Red release. It was number 86. Never had it before. This one's going to be going to the Dark Force Superstore. Somebody's mentioning Blue Monkey. Look at Hide and Go Shriek, another one. So we got a lot of awesome stuff coming that has never been in the store before. Luckily, it survived the war, survived the impact that destroyed the store. So we're going to walk out of here with a bunch of rare stuff, and the Dark Force Superstore is going to be restocked this weekend. Banana Man's going to get some relief funds, and hopefully we're going to see a rebuilding process of Code Red in the Code Red store. It's not going to happen overnight, folks. He had a gigantic store. The Dark Force Cartel store was never as big, and we had the wherewithal, we had the capability to rebuild faster. Banana Man's a working man. He doesn't have the resources Dark Force did at the time. Therefore, the Code Red store has not yet been able to be rebuilt. So Mike wants to know, what's the next Dark Force title coming, and which one will it be? Well, the next new Dark Force one is Point Doom, which is a huge movie that we actually made. That was one of the first movies we made. Mirror Mirror was still working on. That one may be after Point Doom, not sure yet, but it's looking phenomenal, just like Raven Dance. Point Doom looks incredible, has an all-star cast. Banana Man will be involved with that one as well. Richard Grieco, Andrew Dice Clay, who just starred as Lady Gaga's father in the blockbuster studio movie A Star Is Born. Oh, man, Ice-T is in it. Angie Everhart. Huge list of names, and it's really an awesome thing. Any more? Did you find any? Yes, there's all kinds of. We have a bunch of new stuff that's going to go up. Devil's Wedding Night? Yeah, we have some more of those. Dead Alive we're still looking, but we may come up with that.
Yeah.
John Matthews says Point Doom went direct to video. Movies were awesome and shot on 35, and yeah, it was. That movie was over 2 million, and yeah, it went direct to video. That didn't. But now you'd never be able to make a movie like that. There's no way, not even on that budget, and not on 35. And yeah, it was still at a time when Yeah, next video live with Dice Man. You should have seen. I was in the gym with him the other day, and it was like something out of a movie. It was just. He is a huge character, but he's also, a living legend. So that's a great idea. Maybe we can do a live stream with the Dice Man. But right now we're here to support Code Red, and we're trying to get this thing back in working order as soon as possible and give Banana Man some relief. So, that's basically why we did this late night broadcast live at the scene. We were lucky enough to be able to get in here, and and that's that. So we're about to sign out. Dark Force live at the Code Red headquarters in Los Angeles. A couple last questions. Salvador Funkenstein says, what has been your most successful stuff at the stores? Right now, the most successful has been swinging in the Dark Force Superstore. It's been the swinging barmaids at the top of the list. Steel Arena's doing extremely well. All the Dark Force drive-in movies do fantastic, so we're going to continue that series. Backlot Murders has been doing extremely well. I mean, those are really the top sellers, but luckily everything's doing quite well. But those are the top ones. And Mike Kenny says, any updates on Scream of a Winter Night, Blackout, or Dead Pit? He's doing the best he can, and consider.
The participant wanted to be in the disc, but the complaint was so heavy. We're not having the disc, so they won't be in the disc. So it'll just be the movie.
No extras on that one.
Well, I can't force them to do actually.
Yeah.
They're senior citizens. Just because kids can't wait for it, what I do, excuse me, Pops, they want to wait for it. We'll put it out. So they could do the deluxe edition again 5 years from now. They could be in that, but they can't be now. So there's nothing I could do. And what's the other one?
Blackout. Dead Pit.
That's coming out. Robert Callion did the interview. We'll be there, man.
Wow, well, that was going to be good.
Robert
That's a
Callion.
good movie too.
And, what's
Dead Pit.
Dead Pit. I had to buy that because a certain elegant prick wanted to buy the movie, so I had to buy it.
Jesus.
I had to buy the movie. It's like,
What did that cost? That cost you a fortune, right?
$38,000.
$38,000. And it's so funny, like when people complain.
Wow.
So just between Dead Pit and Butcher Baker, we're talking about that's
42,
about 80. That's
$38,
$80,000. $80,000, folks, that this guy had to put out to own both of those
To
movies.
save my ass, because these mags gonna buy the movie and sue me.
There
They
you
don't
go.
want all the movies. They want to sue me.
There you go. So
They have sick
people,
agenda. They're not good people.
When
They
anybody
keep
feels
they're not-
like-
they're not nice people.
when everybody feels like
Sick
they're paying a
bastard.
couple bucks more for some of these ones like Butcher Baker, try to put yourself in this man's shoes, right? This banana's shoes or this banana's peel right now, and
Some dodo gonna buy it, sue me.
and see what it feels like that he's out almost $100,000 just on those two movies. And believe me, I can name a lot of
$80,000. I'm out $80,000.
$80,000. Yeah, but that's close to
$80,000.
that's a huge amount of money to be out.
Money is saved in your
and
life.
and I don't care. He could sell Butcher Baker for $100 a
I'm
piece.
gonna
And
get my money back.
guess what? You think he's going to get $42,000 back, even if he sold it for $100 a piece?
No.
The answer is no. So that's why don't if you want these Code Red things, buy them now, because when it's all over, you think that they're expensive now, or you think some of them have gone up a little now. Wait till all of this is gone. And years from now, these things are going to be huge collectibles. That we can guarantee you. So, cheaper than a Rolex. Well, the one I have maybe, but there's a lot of Rolexes you can buy for that kind of money. Actually, there's a lot of things you can buy for that kind of money. Water power. Somebody, Frank Zito, one of our good customers that just received Nail Gun Massacre, I believe. And we're glad that the Dark Force demons of shipping were able to get it to you quick. What's the deal? Water power is going to be a little while, right? But not too long.
Yeah. I know people volunteer to help, but the owner says if you come near my negative, I'll pull the movie. So.
Well, okay, but yeah.
So I gotta make sure everything's fine.
Well, how long do you think water power is going to be? At least a couple months.
Lila first and water.
Oh, Lila, okay. So it's coming. It's going to be a little while, but it's coming. Colin Anderson, I'm going to buy one of your titles right now. We appreciate it because somebody bought the Dickhead mask, apparently. Yes, the signed Dickhead mask. Folks, we're going to have more Banana Man memorabilia coming, one-of-a-kind Banana Man memorabilia, and that's something that really helps the cause, and we're going to, we're definitely, that helps, and it's going to help Banana Man rebuild, and also we're sure that's going to have a big value in the future. Any other Dark Force acquisitions being made, you can announce, even if they're a ways off, Mike Kenny. There's actually an awesome new Dark Force drive-in. The drive-in number 6 is being. We're just finishing closing that deal right now. It's pretty much a done deal, but we're just finishing the contract, so we can probably announce that like within the next week. And it's going to be the number 6 retro drive-in release, that series has been nothing but phenomenal for us. So that's coming up, and there's other stuff, but we're putting a lot into Mirror. We're putting a lot into Point Doom. Obviously, those are two big ones that are right in the pipeline. Mike says, "How about Code Red and Dark Force T-shirts?" Yeah, we're still waiting on those. The
Funny guy's kind of lazy.
Yeah, he's been slow, but hopefully
His
those.
wife and kids, so he's worried about
it's gonna come through.
He's not teabagging, but he has to take care of them. He has to take care of them. So.
Yeah,
tea
this
bag.
Eric is saying how he wants to get Butcher Baker. Well, hopefully that one will go back up on the store, but
I wish
again,
someone bought it when they had the 1,000 they're trying to get rid
right.
of.
But now,
But when he wanted it.
we got no choice
Took 1 year to
because
get rid of
he's
that
at the
power.
end of that, and I don't. We're not sure if that one can be repressed again at the moment because we don't know. I mean, we're at the end of it. And it is what it is. It's a rare one, and we don't sell for that high. We do sell for more than these other ones, but these other ones we have a lot more of, and that one is super rare. And Banana Man needs the money, and he won't give it to us as cheap as he'll give us ones he just newer ones that he's got a ton of. So that I hope that makes sense to you guys. We're not trying to scalp anything. It's either that or we don't sell them at all because we can do that too. And you can try to find them on eBay and pay triple the money. That's the only other alternative because we're doing the best we can. We're still putting out the cheapest prices in town, no question. And some of them are higher than others. That's the way it goes. There are some Code Red ones that just aren't the best titles or selling titles, and they sell a lot cheaper. Nobody complains about them, but it just is what it is. It's like anything. When you go to buy different automobiles, different makes sell for higher money. It's, everything has its price. So no matter what it is, and the same goes in this business. So they don't all go for the same price. Anyway, we're here live, Dark Force. This was an impromptu live telecast at the Currents. We were lucky to get in here and be able to film. Banana Man was gracious enough to let us into what's left of the Code Red store, which still has not been up and down for almost 2 months now, and has caused enormous financial loss to Code Red. So, anyway, a few last questions. Which ones in the catalog aren't selling so well? There's ones that obviously sell better than others. I mean, off the top of my head, there's ones that sell better than others. The top selling ones are obviously the ones that are more expensive. The best way you can gauge that is the ones that are the highest priced are the ones that sell the best. And, ones that are really reduced in price actually don't sell that well, believe it or not, because they just don't for whatever reason. So, the Amityville sequels, they're asking about Multicom.
Well, they're not really sequel. They have nothing to do with part 1, 2, and 3.
The problem with those is they're not.
They're all based the book.
They're not cheap, and I don't know. I mean, nobody else has seemed to jump at them. They're not that cheap, and we'll see.
I mean, I sat through one of them. I left it on. I couldn't watch it. It was pretty pathetic.
The problem is like
One's a TV movie.
These ones that are real expensive to get the rights. I mean, it's
Well, County movie's expensive. The Anvil's okay, but I mean, it's like it has nothing to do. All three has nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Same actor, yeah, but it doesn't.
I don't know how those would do. That one's a real roll of the dice. Real roll of the dice.
I mean, how cheap's to get James Bowman to come back? It can't be expensive, but they get these TV actors.
Yeah. So.
I mean, David Naughton. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's a TV actor.
Anyway, folks, that's about it, man. You got a live. We were able to bring you this live look inside the wreckage, and luckily we were able to get Banana Man candid interview here. So we're going to be signing off, and we'll be back this weekend. The Dark Force store is getting restocked. We're walking out of here with some phenomenal stuff that we've never had before. We still have some stuff that, some of the rare titles from before. The Dark Force store is getting restocked this weekend, and everybody's going to have a chance at getting some really awesome stuff because, that's it. So, what can we do? We're getting whatever we can get, and then we put it up. And I suggest if you want it, you buy it quick because, who knows? There could be a day when it's just, there's nothing, we can't even get it, period. So a lot of these, his contract is running up and not being repressed regardless. Just can't do it. So anyway, we're going to, get the best we can, and hopefully the Code Red store is going to be rebuilt, but we'll cover it live at Dark Force as always. right now from North Hollywood, the Code Red store, the rubble of the Code Red store. We're signing out, but we'll be back this weekend, and the Dark Force store, Superstore, will be reopened this weekend with a lot of awesome Code Red titles that, like I said, are pretty scarce right now. So we want to say good night to everybody, and Banana Man, good night, and we'll see you soon, and wishing you the best of luck. Signing out from Dark Force Entertainment live in Los Angeles.